And thank you for joining us for another edition of Markets in Motion. The usage-based plan versus the popular all-you-can-eat data plan is rocking the consumer data plan paradigm, and end users are on the hot plate to make some important decisions. Carriers are tired of taking the role of dumb pipe while OTT providers reap the benefits, and consumers are being bounced right out of their comfort zones by limiting the amount of online transfers to their handsets and home devices. Here to give us the latest on the debate over data caps are two tech insiders. Phil Harvey is editor-in-chief of Light Reading and comes to us from Fort Worth, Texas. And also coming to us from Boston, Massachusetts is Brad Reed of BGR. And for those few of you out there that don't know about BGR, it's a web blog that specializes in technology and consumer gadgets. And gentlemen, welcome to the program today.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for being here. Phil, I'm going to start with you. Industry has to tighten its belt in lieu of the slow rollout of additional spectrum over the course of the next 10 years. Why is it so challenging for the consumer base to understand the current stress on the network and jump right in to manage that network, or at least help out via adhering to data caps?
Yeah, it's a tough thing for consumers because they just want to get to the content and they only care about what their device can do and what kind of content they can have on it. But you're right, the network is under strain, bandwidth is still precious, and there's still some signaling issues happening between smartphones that are proliferating and sucking down more data, and the signaling networks in the wireless space are actually causing some bottlenecks here and there. So there's definitely a bandwidth issue. But I really don't think consumers need to be so worried about what they're doing. They just need to manage their budget and work with their providers to tell them what plans seem to be working and which ones are too expensive.
And Brad, would you agree on that note that it's cumbersome or not cumbersome for a consumer managed data plan? Is that too much to ask?
Well, I think that for the past several years, we consumers have been used to getting all you can eat from starting with our home broadband connections and then moving on to our mobile connections. We would have all you can eat data plans, and the thought of transitioning our behavior to manage our data, to watch, say, how many YouTube videos that we go through is a little disconcerting. And people, it's just another burden that I think a lot of people don't want to deal with. It's another hassle. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of negative reaction to bandwidth caps in a lot of respects.
I agree. It's going to be a tough transition. I also think that, for me, ultimately, the best possible solution would be to get to a point where consumers are paying exactly for what they use. Now, of course, that challenges especially the wireless providers' ability to continue to ramp up their profits each year, because I have a feeling that a lot of consumers wouldn't be using or paying for as much data if they were on a more usage-based system that didn't involve buying buckets of data via data caps.
Well, let's talk about those tier plans. It's actually next up on our rundown. Brad, I'll start with you. There appears to be a legitimate argument on the part of the consumers out there that usage-based billing plans would not only be more pricey, but also inhibit the quality of the end-user experience, that by slowing down their network. At what point, Brad, does the latter take place? When does my connection on my smart device slow down?